And hello everybody and welcome back to the Who Bulletin, the newly redecorated Who Bulletin. Oh, here we go. I'm so excited about this. Oh man. Welcome back to my favourite weekly show. Besides Nostalgia Bit. How are you all doing on this lovely Tuesday evening? We're here to talk about Doctor Who again. Holy shit. We are going to be doing some conversations about the Series 2, or Season 2, air date, which has been kind of announced, kind of leaked. There are some things around that are very interesting, and I'm very keen to talk about that, so we'll get into that. This week is a very big week for me, so I want to talk about that on stream as well. Love a bit of harmless self-promotion. And you may have noticed a bit of a new backdrop here. Now, this is not the final backdrop, but I did spend the weekend painting. You might have seen it on Twitter. And it's very hard to see in this lighting, like the studio lighting that we do. But that being said, I am very happy with it. I'm very happy with it. It is blue. Not that you can see that, and not that the light is helping show off its natural bluishness, but it is much nicer. And eventually, I'm going to have some wood here. I'm going to have some wood here next week. At some point. But you'll see. The setup is not final, but it is getting there, and it's on its way, and I'm so excited to have this desk space feel really like my own. I moved house 6 or 7 months ago, and this is the first time like I've actually been able to have a little bit of individuality about my setup. I've been craving something that's very me and very just like my own vibe, and here we are. It's starting to get there a little bit now. It feels more like an actual setup as opposed to before, where it was literally just white walls, some wood. Have I got the wood in question? Am I right? I haven't. There's these like lovely acoustic wood panels, which again you'll see next week when we stream. So that's the plan. That is ordered and it's on its way, and I'm excited to put it up. But yeah, it was supposed to be up already. It was supposed to all be done, but yeah, change of plans as per. Anyway, Doctor Who. That's what you're here to fucking talk about. So let's talk about Doctor Who. Before we talk about the air date news, we'll do our little weekly ritual, which is the Whodle. For those who don't know what a Whodle is, you've clearly been living under a rock. I used to be... Oh, and also, before I do that, let's say hello to everyone in the chat. Mr. Scarlo, The Underhenge, Harry Hughes, Dr. Master, Mark Furkop, Doctor Who Mania, Oosh, Alex East, Who Knew, welcome Josh, Oasis Central, and Archie Voice, and Ed Hudek, welcome everyone. Archie Voice says, I used to watch you back in 2018, this is such a shock for me. Well, welcome back. You've joined at a bloody lovely time. It's been a while since 2018, god damn. Yeah, welcome back. Lovely to see you tuning in. Hope this isn't an incentive for you to unsubscribe. That would be great. Yeah, we do live streams here every single Tuesday. Pretty much every single Tuesday. From 6 p.m. From 7 p.m. till 8 p.m. Other than next week, because next Tuesday, in fact, the 4th of March, is my birthday, so I might not be streaming at a normal time, or at all. I haven't decided yet, but we'll get there. Anyway, before we get into that, Whodle, I've talked enough about my fucking life, Jesus Christ. Let's do that. Do you like curry sauce? Yes. And I'm not going to finish the rest of that quotation, because it could get me locked up. Welcome, Doctor Who's magical entertainment. Can I make this damn camera look bigger? There we go. There we go. Delish. Yeah. Cool. Let's have a gander. What is this? I'm gonna guess something. I'm gonna guess Unicorn and the Wasp. No. Maybe Rise of the Cybermen? Well, for fuck's sake, jazz at the beginning. Yeah, okay. Oh my god, what the fuck is it called? Empty Child. There we go. So for those of you that haven't gathered, This is a game where you get some screenshots from Doctor Who episodes, and you have to guess which episode it's from. Matt Smith in a green setting. Trying to work out if he's in his tweed or his purple. Looks like it's tweed. Dinosaurs on a spaceship? Ah, I was so close with the era though. It's fucking Town Called Mercy. Yes, and he's in the little pod, of course. Of course. And we've got Crichton at the end there, very nice. Unlocked. This feels new. But it's not, is it? Because it's widescreen. So it is slightly older. Is it listen? Yes! Nice. Okay. Very cool. Very cool. Love that. Let's have a look at Sonic Saturday. Oh, I know this one. It's Boomtown. Fucking Boomtown. Of course it is. Come on. That's the bit where he's zapping the Sonic back and forward.
Have you got an appointment?
I would have got it from that as well.
Is that a tribophysical waveform macrokinetic extrapolator?
Yeah, that one as well.
Slipped on an icy patch.
He was decapitated.
It was a very icy
Patch.
I fucking love Margaret. Molten slag.
Would you stop by and pop her in the hatchery? Margaret the Slovene can live her life again. A second chance.
Oh. Now we get a script extract. They move at great speed while they may be momentarily stunned or impossible to wound or kill. Blank skin is understood to be toxic to most life forms. Never touch a Pating directly. Pating should never be restricted to confined space. Condensed advice, never engage with Pating. Risk to life, ultimate. On the plus side, I now feel very well informed. It's a Ranga conundrum. They're talking about the Pating. Easy. Come on. It clicked. In a fucking second. In 1 second. I was like, yep. That's... Yeah. I wouldn't have started with a pavement slab. Everyone's going to know that. 1925. New-ish BBC logo. 1925. I'm thinking Giggle, but maybe I'm wrong. Nope, I was wrong. Oh, it's fucking Devil's Cord. And I got the right vibe. Yep, it's a good one. It's a good little, yeah, good one. Very good. And that's it for this week's Whodle. We have got 7 there. Wow, very good, very good. Fun stuff. So let's talk about the news of the week, which is, of course, the Doctor Who air date. The Doctor Who air date is what we're all here for. So let's talk about that. I think I'm quite like low down on camera. Ah, shit. That good? That better? I'm light now. Look, I need to like up the brightness on this fucking light or something. I'll just do something with the camera. Okay, so yes, what was confirmed? Basically, at midnight, the BBC put out the trailer for Doctor Who Season 2. And at the end, they included this, which I'll put on screen now. They included this, which is, first of all, amazing! A new fucking logo variant, which will never make it into the show. Cool. And then, yeah, we get that, and then we get this following it. Saturday, 12th of April. Cool. It's earlier than we thought. It's about a month earlier than Season 1 aired, so we're going to be basically getting well into Season 2 before the year anniversary of Season 1 comes out. Which is pretty good. Pretty good. So this came up on iPlayer. A few things to sort of take away from this. 1, not advertising that it's on BBC 1. 2, advertising that it's on iPlayer, which is a little concerning, but okay. And then Saturday 12th of April, which I think is a good date. I have opinions on this, though. The problem is, they've done this wrong, and I feel like either the BBC have messed up here, or Disney do not want to give this show a chance to succeed. Because what the actual fuck are we doing with this? Like, just to clarify, right? What else is starting around this time, right? Amongst others, on the Sunday the 13th, I believe, of April, The Last of Us Season 2 is starting, which is a huge show. Okay, not on the same platforms. Fine. Is a massive show for, I think, Apple TV. Where it's... Is it Apple? Is it Apple? I feel like it's Apple, isn't it? It is absolutely massive, like Last of Us, and it is very, very highly regarded and very much something people are looking forward to. We're actually playing The Last of Us Season 2 on Twitch at the minute, which we'll be doing right after this stream. We'll be going straight over to Twitch and continuing to play that. So knowing how the game starts, at the very least, how this season of Last of Us on TV will open, very beefy, very engaging, something really interesting that happens right at the beginning of the story. So that's going to be like highly sought after. Not to mention that, but then at the end of April, 22nd, we've got Andor, which is probably the most highly anticipated Star Wars show in a long ass time, because Andor is fucking good. Andor is very good. And Andor is... Andor's also on Disney Plus and Disney and Star Wars. So you better fucking believe that Doctor Who's going to get about, 2 weeks, if that, as like a front page new show slot. So from episode 3 onwards, you're not going to see it promoted on Disney Plus. You're not going to get a fair hearing there, because Andor will take over. Andor has is not only a phenomenally highly anticipated, that's the word I was looking for, show. You've got it's more sought after. There's more of an audience for it. It's by far the most popular Star Wars show of the last few years, and what's next is fuck, basically. Like, they're going to release 3 episodes a week for 4 weeks. Like, Andor will be out of the way and done before Doctor Who season 2 finishes airing, but that's not the point, because Andor is designed to have a bigger impact and is designed to be this massive driving force for Disney Plus and Disney and Star Wars as a brand. It's highly anticipated, and the last couple Star Wars projects have done well but have had low performance. This will be a big thing for Star Wars, and it'll be a big thing for Disney, and they're going to want to push it. Doctor Who's fucked on Disney. It is. And, like, okay, in the UK, it's fine, but if we're going to go straight to iPlayer, if we're going to go the whole midnight fucking episode drop route again, like we did last year, it's just not going to get the viewership. The thing that sort of carried it last year was, okay, in the UK it drops at midnight, all the fans watch it on iPlayer, and then during the day on Saturday it then releases on the TV. And then the viewership in the UK was down, but audience viewership doesn't matter for TV nowadays, because streaming has just completely taken over that model. But then Disney Plus was sort of like, well, we don't really know how it's doing on Disney Plus, but we see it as highly regarded. Why the fuck would they put it out alongside Andor? Jesus Christ. I mean, I am a fucking Doctor Who YouTuber, and I'm more excited for fucking Andor Season 2 than I am Doctor Who Season 2. That's the truth of it. I do this regularly, but Andor is that good. And he's a massive part of the Star Wars canon at the minute, and it is a very important show that people want to watch, and he's going to be pushed. Advertising is everything, and Doctor Who is not advertising at the moment. We don't know that it's coming out officially, only because some fucking intern leaked it. A mess. I understand the thought behind it. Why are we not telling people that it's coming out in April? I miss the days when the Doctor Who Christmas special came out, and then they told you the month it'll be coming out after. We don't get that anymore. We don't get any of that shit. We haven't had that since Chibnall started. I thought maybe Russell would do it differently, but he hasn't. He's just kind of keeping quiet. This has been leaked. Everyone knows it's coming back on Saturday, 12th of April. So fucking drop something about it. Announce it officially. Do something. Do anything. Yeah, and again, same thing with March and Daredevil. It's like there's no real way around it, but I would have framed it in between. Both starring Farhad Seyfu, maybe trying to get Star Wars fans into Doctor Who, or vice versa. That's also probably the best shout I can think of for it. But like that's implying that Disney actually want Doctor Who to succeed. It's not in it for Disney to push this show. They just put it out there and I guess see what happens. And it's sort of like, it's more for the brand of Doctor Who and it's more for the BBC than it is for Disney. Disney are the big push. Disney are the big like selling point now of the show, you know. But I think implying that Disney's going to want to go, oh, you enjoy Andor, watch Doctor Who. It's not going to happen. It ain't that. That just ain't the path that they're going to take. And I worry about that. But that's okay. That's okay. End of the day, viewership and retention doesn't really matter to me in regards to like Doctor Who. I don't care how many people watch it. Like, I'll watch it no matter what. What I care about is the quality of the show. So realistically, like, my point, actually coming around full circle, is my point here isn't that this is a terrible thing, this is a good thing. It genuinely could not matter less. I will watch it every week. I will talk about my opinions on it. I will do that. But that is it. I will not be sitting here like crying and kicking off. Like, no matter what, I don't give a shit if fucking 5 people watch it. I'll be one of the 5 watching it. I'll be there. As a fan of the show, I will support it. I will watch it. But I just think, like, if you want to get more audience into it, market it better. I'm gonna move this fucking bad boy down a little bit. Jesus Christ. That's my humble opinion on that. Where was this revealed? This was revealed on iPlayer. Some trailer leaked it. I tweeted about it earlier this week. I'll put it on screen again. Basically, yeah. They effectively put it on. There's a whole new trailer. Well, it was the same trailer, but they had this at the end of it with the new logo, new sort of Vortex graphic, and then Saturday, 12th of April off the back of it. So, again, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to watch it, but if the BBC and Disney want it to do well, they're going the wrong way about it, in my opinion. What do you think of the Ncuti leaving rumours? I don't know if you talked about it this last week. I think I wouldn't be surprised if Ncuti left after season 2. I wouldn't be surprised if those rumours were true. Only because Ncuti's a very good actor, and I feel like, actually, I don't think the scripts are playing to the best of his abilities. I think he could do a lot more with a better show. And I think he could do bits with a better show. And I think he's had a good couple of years of being the Doctor. He hasn't done that many episodes in the grand scheme of things, but then neither did Chris Eccleston. Do you know what I mean? I don't think he will want to leave, but I think Ncuti almost definitely will either do 2 seasons or 4 seasons. I don't think he's doing 3. I don't think he's doing 5. He'll do 2 or 4. That's my prediction. The whole thing about them not filming season 3 until season 2 ends because of greenlighting, that very well may be true, actually. And I think that it's not a way of hiding a secret regeneration or anything like that. I think they're very much of a case of going, we actually need to see how season 2 performs before we make a decision. And then you've got the war between land and sea, which will come out in between that decision being made and new Doctor Who. I think the idea is you've got that spin-off as a buffer, just in case. So if Disney go, no, we don't want to make season 3 and 4 of Doctor Who, you can do it yourself, not do it on Disney Plus, then yeah, then that'll be the decision. The thing with the 3 and 4 and 2, the reason is because they're filming the seasons in 2 season blocks. So season 1 and 2 was filmed back to back. I believe 16, 17 episodes, maybe even 18 episodes. Two Christmas specials, 2 seasons. So yeah, 18 episodes. Filmed relatively back to back in one big batch. I feel like if they were going to do the next batch, they will do it in season 3 and 4 filmed back to back, and then they will release in subsequent years, which I think is probably the way to do it, to be honest with you. Probably is the way to go. I don't know. With the whole shooty thing, I don't think he... Realistically, depending on the popularity of it, I think the reaction to Doctor Who Season 1 has not been what the BBC, what Disney, and what the actors thought it would be. I feel like they thought they'd get some standard hate from the standard same old people who use race and sex and gender as a whole thing to get pressed about, and we call them fucking man babies. What they probably didn't expect is an actual critique of the writing. And they won't have seen the show until it comes out, and then they see it and go, oh, okay, interesting. I'm not saying like it's bad. Season 1 isn't bad, but I think as a long-time fan, it feels like something's missing. It doesn't feel like a fresh new reinvention of the show. It feels like the same formula done again in a different way. I don't know. If Disney pull out, Season 1, 2 and specials will be lost. Disney takes them off, and because it's Disney, nowhere else can have them. Not necessarily, because the BBC does still have ownership of Doctor Who in the UK. It's likely that it will be hard. If Disney did pull out, there'll be one of two things that they do. They probably go, one, we'll keep Doctor Who on Disney Plus, but we're not going to renew anymore, and we don't want to distribute the next couple of seasons or put any money towards it. Or you're right, they'll pull it from their platform, but that would only affect audiences outside of the UK, and it's very likely that at that point, Doctor Who could then, or BBC could just sell it to another provider. Because even though it's a collaboration between Disney and the BBC, it's still a BBC product and it's still their ownership. I doubt the BBC would have contracted away Doctor Who to make a whole couple seasons to give Disney the break clause of going, well, Disney have rights to it being distributed anywhere, and if they pull out, then we're fucked. I don't think they would do that. And also, the DVDs exist. Physical media all the way. That's the best way to do it. Hi, Westerday, 2005. I hope you're good. Anyways, if there's been one thing you'd change about this new era, either writing, casting, or marketing, what would you change? Writing, 100%. I think the marketing has been brilliant. I think in maybe not this year, maybe not fully, but I think I've seen a lot more of Doctor Who. I did want to see more posters and stuff around the UK. I wanted to see more shouting about it, but we did get some stuff. They did do a proper little bus tour around London to promote the series. They did the Abbey Road photo shoot. They did like a lot of stuff around the launch of the series, and I'm hoping they'll do the same again for season 2. It'll all come out closer to the time, so I think from early April we'll probably start to get that content, or maybe late March, and that'll be fab. I don't think there's anything wrong with the casting. I think Shooty's great, Millie's great, Verada's fucking great from so far from what I've seen, and she's a great actress generally. No problem with any of that. It's the writing. I think that it needs a shift, and it's not me going like the sort of Chris Chibnall era kind of going, oh, the scripts are shit. The scripts aren't shit. The scripts are solid, but there's nothing there's nothing I can't even speak. There's nothing adventurous about it for me. It's very much the same thing. Season 1 of Doctor Who doesn't have the same balls that Series 1 of Doctor Who had in 2005, in my opinion. The newest season, in my eyes, felt like the same show, but done slightly differently. And I think what I wanted was a proper reinvention of the show. But for me, the older I get and the more cynical I get and the more entitled of a fan I become, I sort of want it to go Black Mirror. I want it to be darker. I want it to be more adult. I want it to be... But that's never what the show's been, and I understand that. I just want it to change, and I want it to shift, and I want them to try something new. I want Doctor Who to be something that's talked about, like Stranger Things or Squid Game or fucking any of these big event shows. And I just don't think it will unless it completely reinvents itself. Current Doctor Who is doing the 2005 template and doing it on a Disney budget. And Russell is writing it like that, but with less originality, because we're doing exactly the same thing we did in 2005, and we've already got 2005. It doesn't work in 2025. That's the difference, in my mind. You need someone to come into the show who hasn't written for the show before, who isn't a fan, and just completely reinvents it. Something completely new, brave, bold, new vision. That's my opinion. I love Russell. I think his writing is brilliant, but I don't feel that the man responsible for It's a Sin and Years is the current person who's writing Doctor Who. To me, just doesn't compute. There's some good stuff in the current era, but I don't think Russell takes it as seriously as he takes his other productions, and I think that's the downside. Oh well. Do you think the recent cultural shift to the right has meant that Season 2, which was probably written years ago, will appear out of touch with contemporary culture? It's a good point. I don't think there's a general... I mean, obviously there's a lot of people who are shifting towards the right, and it feels like that's becoming more and more the norm, fucking strangely enough, but I don't think it's going to be that out of touch, and I don't think it can be that out of touch, because it was only ever have been written a couple years ago. I mean, it was shot about a year ago, so it can't be that out of touch, and things aren't written and then locked. I think you can change things as you go along, and you can have on-set script editors and all that sort of thing. If something feels out of date, then it would have been corrected. So I've no doubt. I don't think it will be changed, and I think there are some ideas in Doctor Who which are poignant now, even though they're from 2005, 2006. So, yeah. No matter what the BBC do, I don't think Who can get big numbers again. Bar Regeneration or Post-Regeneration episodes. Yeah, exactly. I find Season 1 really weird. It's like they forgot all the most simple parts, engaging character dynamics and strange gaps in the dialogue, etc. Yeah, 100%. I think Russell's out of touch with how to write in the modern format. I completely agree. I can't see anything change between Season 1 and 2 if they film back to back. Filmed but not edited. Editing does make up a lot of it as well. There might be things where they go, that doesn't work. We have no idea. They'll be changing things around. They'll be chopping and sorting things. They will be responding to Season 1's, reaction. But there's just certain things you'll not be able to change. But that's okay. I have some big problems with the promo and Russell T Davies' natterings about the series in particular. The overhyping is really frustrating, and this is a prime example. Hyping in December, that is coming sooner than you think, means that when it's only dropping a couple of weeks earlier, fans are bound to be disappointed. It's a good idea. It's a good point as well. Yeah, the thing is, you will turn people away, and if people will just get sick of it. You'll always have new fans. You'll always have people who enjoy it, but you will piss people off who don't like the current model of the show, and I think that's completely valid. I don't mind the current model of the show, and I don't feel particularly pissed off because realistically, I'm not as bothered. But because of the way Doctor Who's been the last few years, I'm not as bothered anymore. The peak of my excitement was the 60th anniversary specials, and I know that sounds bad. It's not because David Tennant was returning. It's not because it just felt new. It felt fresh. It felt exciting. And then Season 1 didn't deliver that same level of excitement for me personally. But that's fine. I think it's still got chances. I think it's still got ways of working. I just think there's some things that I'm concerned about. And I think the whole thing, I really don't like Russell's connection to the press where he constantly keeps saying stuff. And this whole overhyping thing. The scariest Doctor Who episode, the most dangerous villain yet. I've heard it fucking year in, year out, and I'm sick of hearing it. It doesn't mean anything anymore. You can't keep saying every year is the biggest and best series we've ever done. The most extravagant and exciting, the most expensive episode ever. It's all these, they're non-statements, and they don't mean fucking anything. Really, when you break it down. It doesn't... Oh, dear. I need to catch up with these questions. People keep saying they want the classic format. It won't work. This isn't the 1900s. Jess said, I would say kind of yes, kind of no. So the thing, and there's a great video Stu Bagfull made about this, where he talked about it. And he made a really good point, and I'm sort of butchering this point a little bit, but how I interpreted it. In the 80s and prior, Doctor Who had been a week in, week out thing, because families would sit around the TV and watch it week in, week out. There would be no recording. If you missed it, you missed it, right? So you'd have to watch every single week, so you'd have to be locked into the story and know what's going on. So that worked for 3, 4, 6, 8 part stories, week in, week out. But the problem that came is viewing habits started to change, and when viewing habits changed, Doctor Who became less popular. They didn't change it, and then it died on its arse. Then it went off the air for a few years, and then came back in 2005 with a whole new vision, and it became serialized in a way which is a little bit more like you can dip in and out of the show, but still follow the whole story and enjoy it. There's a wider story. There's a story arc that keen viewers will pick up, but you don't have to watch every single week to understand exactly what's going on. But it would help. And now we're at a point in the streaming age where it's reversed again. People don't want episodes that you can just hop in and out, because why would people then care? You want shows, I think now, again, like Squid Game, Stranger Things, big event pieces of TV, which are 7-8 episodes a series, and deliver one narrative, one long story. Now that's where I think the show should take itself. You've got this era now being like, oh, the whole story of this season is going to be getting Belinda's character back home, the TARDIS is going tits up. It's like, I think Flux, this is going to be a crazy statement to make, because I'll go on record and say, I don't think Flux is that great of a season of Doctor Who. I don't think it's my favourite. In fact, I'd say it's probably my least favourite Jodie series. However, Flux is the closest to a successful modern TV format Doctor Who that we've had in a long fucking time. The episode-by-episode hop in, hop out thing hasn't worked for a while. It worked in 2005, but now we're in the streaming age. Now we've got catch-up TV. Now we're on that. We can't keep running the same ship. It has to spice itself up a little bit. We need longer part stories. We almost need like a season where there's like 2 4-parters. Really, we do. And that's kind of the nature we're in. Seasons should become more like classic Doctor Who, in my opinion. Otherwise, why the fuck would people care? We need like a Trial of the Time Lord or a Key to Time. We need something like that, like Flux, for example, right? There's a story to it that you'd benefit from watching Flux. You'd benefit from watching all 6 episodes, because you need to know what's going on. The story continues through each episode, and it does go mental, and I don't think it's the best example of the show's history and writing that way. But Christ, I wish it had worked, because it was a fucking solid idea. I like the idea of doing one big 6-part story, one big 6-part adventure that covers a lot of different ground, a lot of different monsters, and had a lot of different things going on. That scale is what Doctor Who should be at. That storytelling is what Doctor Who should be at. That is the modern streaming age, in my opinion. That's where Doctor Who should be. I don't think doing an episode that you could tune into, really, because season 1, what is to stop people from tuning out? Space Babies really was nothing. Devil's Code was fun, but nothing to the main story. The same can be said about Boom. Good story, but it's like a luck-based thing. Tune in one week, you might get shit. Tune in another week, you might get excellent. People can't be arsed with the risk anymore. What people want is something either like good quality at that stake, like Black Mirror, where it is almost anthology-like, or if you're going to have the same recurring characters, you're going to have the Doctor, companion, all that sort of thing, you want a story you can follow. 6 episodes is fine, so long as it's good. I don't mind. When it was random episodes every now and then, 13 to 12 to 10 episodes to 8 episodes is fine. But now we're at 8 episodes, between 6 and 8 episodes you can do one story. You don't have to do different fucking episodes of stuff. And you can have stuff bounce around, you can hop to different planets and stuff like that, but it should be one story. You know what I mean? I don't know. I like the filler stories, don't get me wrong, I have a soft spot for filler stories, and sometimes the best episodes can be filler stories, and you can do really interesting things. Like 73 Yards was unique and interesting, and you couldn't really slap that in the middle of a season just randomly. But I just think that actually we need to be trying. It's not that I don't like them, it's that it needs a change up. Season 1 of Doctor Who wasn't revolutionary or groundbreaking or anything new. It's very much a rehash of what we've seen before. Even the writing in areas is copying bits from previous Doctor Who, you know? I don't know. That's just my humble opinion, though. Don't take it as gospel. Don't take it as gospel. This is very much just my thoughts, my spitball thoughts of what I would like the show to be. That doesn't necessarily mean it's right. Something I will take accountability for, that a lot of Doctor Who fans don't, is that I am not a TV exec. I am not an experienced writer in the industry. I am a fan of a show I've watched since I was 5 years old, and I am entitled enough at this point to have an opinion on it. But that doesn't necessarily mean that opinion is right, nor would it actually be popular if they copied my opinion and put it on national TV with a budget behind it. That is not how that works. And I'm not saying that this is what they should do, or this is what would work, or this is what... That's not true at all. They wouldn't. It might not necessarily work at all. But what I think, for me, what I would like to see is this. Doesn't mean it's right, doesn't mean it's wrong. I have the credibility to sit here and go, I don't trust my word as gospel. And if David Tennant is the 16th Doctor, that might be the thing that turns me off from watching the show. I think it's daft as fuck. This 14th Doctor for a special? Great. Also, don't believe the shit like that. That's a fucking awful rumour that doesn't make any sense. I know it's like tipped to potentially, but it's like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. No one will want to see it, and it'll just feel weird at this point. If David Tennant returns, he should be as the 14th Doctor. Or as the 10th Doctor. You can't make a new one. It's a terrible thing. Tiny little sidetrack while we sort of get some more questions and ideas in. Feel free to keep jumping in the chat with questions and ideas and all that sort of thing, because I'm enjoying waffling about this. But before I do, I would like to kind of promote something very quickly. So, about 3 years ago, I made a short film, which is finally making its way out to YouTube, and I'm very, very proud, so I did want to just throw that in there. I'll put a link in the chat. It is going to be airing this Friday at 4:30, and you can check it out here on YouTube. It's called Small Talks. It's not sci-fi or anything Doctor Who-y, but it is a little character drama, and basically, yeah, would love it if you guys check this out. You can jump on the link I sent in chat. You can press notify me to get notifications when I release this film. I'm very, very excited for it, and there's a lot of hard work gone into it. And although not perfect, it is my writer-director debut. So I'd really, really love if you guys check this out when it goes live. So if you haven't already, check over to the link. You can watch this little teaser trailer thing here, and press on the link here to get a little notify me thing. So when it does go live on Friday, you can watch the premiere onto YouTube. With hopefully as many people as possible would be lovely. But yeah, that's happening this Friday, so please do check that out. Would really, 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 really appreciate that. So yeah, check that out. I'm gonna have a quick toilet break. Oh god damn it. Oh, not like in the Kanye West and they're suggested. The music's good. The man is a fucking asshole. I am going to go for a quick toilet break, and I'll be right back. So get your questions in, get your opinions in, and I will chat to you all in about a minute. See you in a second. Hello, we're back. Hello. So yeah, if you haven't already seen the link, I will just share it again in chat. But basically, I'm releasing my director slash writer debut. So yeah, that's coming out this Friday. Please, please, please check that out. Would really, really appreciate it. Yeah. Would really, really appreciate that. And yes, we're back. So let's talk about Doctor Who. I am gonna maybe do 13. Is that a good idea? Yeah, we got 15 minutes. So we'll play a little bit of 13. Oh dear, too soon, George. We're gonna play a little bit of 13 and chat to you guys. So give me your questions. If you want to have my opinions on shit, tell me now. Now's your time to ask, and we will play this dumbass fucking Doctor Who game and answer some more of your lovely, lovely, exciting questions. What was your favourite episode, Mr. Scarlet? What filler episode is your favourite? But there's so much more you can do that is better than the world ending, though. Can you give my meme a caption? Oh, I don't trust this. I don't trust this. I never trust this. The one in clips and memes, I did see this.
Hello. I realize this must be a very frightening experience for you, but please don't be alarmed.
I don't know if I can come up with a funny caption there. Me when Tom Baker abuses me in the street. I don't know.
Hello. I realize this must be a very frightening experience for you, but please don't be alarmed.
Fuck knows. Yeah. I need like a light here on this back wall, to be honest with you. That's definitely missing. I've definitely realised that. It's very dark. Very dark. Midnight. Yeah, I think that's the thing. Episodes like Midnight are great, but you can't have every episode like that. And at the minute, what they need to do is get the core show back to something palatable before you start trying to just run the show off these like one-off episodes. I thought about giving the Doctor a stutter. The man who uses words as his weapon faces a true challenge to who he is. It's good. It's good. I like it. I like ideas like that are kind of fresh and different and unique, I think. Did you see the announcement about Russell's new show? Also, if that goes well, would you be disappointed with Russell and his consistency with who? I have no doubt that Russell will write a very good show next. This is my problem. I've watched Years and Years. It's brilliant. I've watched It's a Sin. It's incredible. Fucking deserving of all the awards it got. The problem that I have is Russell coming back to Doctor Who, he sort of treats it like, oh, I know what I'm doing. I don't have to think about it very much. That's kind of how it feels. And maybe I'm wrong, and maybe that's not how he feels, and maybe he's struggling with it. But like, I just feel like he needs a new direction with his ideas for Doctor Who. He needs to come at it like a new show, not as something he's returning to. That's the thing. I think he does think of it like he's returning to it, which he has. But he's returning to a different show. It's a different beast. And I just think... I don't know. Yeah. Best of luck against Liverpool tomorrow. Is that us? Are we playing tomorrow? Oh my god. I'm so out of the loop at the minute. It's been fucking busy. Is that the... Is this the fucking final? Am I like, forget... Oh, it's Premier League. What am I talking about? It's not Carabao Cup, is it? Fuck's sake. When is that? When's the camp? Right. Tomorrow. When's the Carabao Cup final? 16th of March. Okay, that's a while off. I was going to say... Oh my god. Shit myself for a second there. I thought, Christ, I've got plans. I understand if his new show is shit, because that means he isn't capable anymore. But if it's good, it means he has the potential. And I haven't seen his other hits. No, he is a brilliant writer. I think the writer, you know, him doing It's a Sin and Years and Years, I think he's like up there with his work on Doctor Who. I think it's brilliant. But I just think that like with this era of Doctor Who, he hasn't been on it. But I also think that's a fair thing, and this always fucking happens with Doctor Who. Is no matter what happens, the current showrunner is never as good as the previous one, right? It's always the same. It's like Chibnall got the same shit that Moffat got that Russell got. When Russell was first doing Doctor Who, he was getting criticised left, right and centre for certain decisions and choices he was making. And then he left, and then Moffat starts, and everyone was like, oh God, please bring Russell back. Moffat's doing this, Moffat's doing that, Moffat's shit, Moffat's this. And then Moffat leaves, and then Chibnall starts, and everyone's like, oh my God, please get Stephen Moffat back. It's like, oh, for fuck's sake. The show is not getting worse. Our tolerance and our expectations are just getting higher for some reason. And I think with a show like Doctor Who, again, there's a lot of fan entitlement that comes with that. We sit here as fans thinking we know best, thinking we know how to run this show, we know what works best for the show. We're definitely all TV execs with years of industry experience. We're not. We are not. I'm not. I'm giving my opinion. Some people can give their opinions as well, and that's fine. But what we're not getting is anywhere with the mindless same fucking arguments and conversations that we've had for years. Anyway. Do you think the Daleks might be in season 2 after the announcement of Cassio? I put that tweet out as a fucking joke, and it got fucking loads of likes. I put a tweet up about it being like the Destiny of the Daleks or something. I can't remember what the fucking episode was. And it got fucking picked up, and people started talking about it, and I'm like, oh God, please don't do this. Don't make this a thing, because it's not a thing. It's not a Dalek episode. They're not going to do Daleks again. They're not going to do it so soon. And if they do, then great. I'd love a Dalek story. I'd love to see what a new Russell-era Dalek story looks like. Whether it would even be any good. I don't think it would. I can't lie to you. I think Russell will make the Daleks quite daft. I think he did towards the end of his era anyway. Do you know what I mean? What's your opinion on 15 Sonic? Do you prefer it as it is, or would you prefer it being cylindrical like its predecessors? I do prefer the cylindrical Sonic screwdriver design. I like the fact that it's almost like a wand, or like a proper... Which I do like Shooty's Sonic, but it doesn't feel like a screwdriver. Do you know what I mean? So it's not as iconic in my mind. But I think it works for him, and that's cool, but just don't call it the Sonic screwdriver. They should have went for like the Sonic Lance or something. You know, like when it was slightly different, and it's technically a Sonic device, but it's not a screwdriver, and it is somewhat distinct, even if not really distinct. That's what I'd like to see, but oh well. I think it works as a Sonic screwdriver anyway. I think it's like, yeah, it's a cool new vision for that device, and that sort of got a good little refresh, and I don't mind it. I don't hate it at all. Oh my fucking god. Ah, this game. Okay. Are there any classic villains that have not appeared in New Who that you before that you'd like to see return? That's a really good question. There's definitely some. I'm just trying to think. Just use some inspo from like times past. Like, let's get some different Time Lords and like random mysterious characters in there who aren't just a bit shit, but like actually interesting and yeah, I don't know. Oh yeah, this nostalgia bit this week. So yeah, I'm basically, so obviously as I've mentioned, I'm releasing my film this Friday. Oh no. The Nostalgia Bait podcast episode. Actually, well, let's get it up, man. Let's get it up. Okay, let's get it up on here. If you're not already watching our podcast, Nostalgia Bit, here you go. It's on Spotify, it's on YouTube, it's on all the best podcast providers. We've been going for 51 episodes now, and this week's episode 52 is actually about the film. Cooper basically interviews me about the process of making the film, the behind the scenes, the beginning to end, what it's about, etc. So it's going to be a nice accompanying piece. You'll get to sort of hear about the making of the film and then actually see the film on the Friday. So if you are interested in that, and I'm going to try and engage interest in it, we'd love you to check that out. So if you're not already subscribed, go over and subscribe to the Nostalgia Bit right now, and follow us on Spotify, of course, as well. We're almost at another milestone, which is lovely. Anyway, let's go back over to 13. Let's start a new game. Petition to see character release other Sonics such as the Romana's 2's Sonic Screwdriver, Sonic Lance, Sonic Probe. Final release of the Sonic Pen and Lipstick. I think they did a Sonic Lipstick one. They just need to re-release it because it's like really hard to come by nowadays. That's alright though. Do you think Sasha will come back and play the Master? I think if he was asked he would, yeah, 100%. Do I think he'll be asked? Nope. I love Sasha Dewan as the Master. I think he's brilliant. I think Russell would want to do his own, he'd have his own vision. I don't know. I think if Russell was to do one thing, I'd rather them just go balls to the wall and just make it fucking Cameo City, to be honest, because at least we get some really cool moments like that, bringing back old characters and stuff. It's not even about going like, oh, do you remember this person? Do you remember this? Do you remember this? It's just going like, let's just have something interesting for like the Doctor's history come back. Like, I don't know. We don't always have to see the Daleks. We could see like a different incarnation of the Master. Do a story on vapes and addiction. Jesus. Bit of serious topic, and I don't think either of us have got much experience with that, vapes or addiction. So lucky us, I guess. The Mara, Omega, Rani, yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Let's get things like that. I'd love to see a recasting of an old Master. Do you know what I mean? I'd like to see like a recast of like Roger Delgado. He would have been great against Capaldi. Could you imagine? You know what I mean? Like how amazing that would have been. What about the Lumia? Yeah, I like the Lumia. I think it's a cool story. Do I think they will do it? Do I think they should do it? No, it's too confusing. It's really confusing. The Valiard is a confusing enough concept. Doing like, oh, it's the Valiard, but it's the Master, and the Master is good actually, but it's not really the Master, but it kind of is the Master. It's like I can't. Big Finish did it. Big Finish explained it, and Big Finish did a good old story on how that works and how it may or may not work. I'm happy with that. The Big Finish one was good, and it was a good attempt from them to like kind of cast apart what that looks like and where Sasha's Master might come into play. What's the last classic story you watched? Oh my god, it's been a while. It's probably been about a year, I can't lie to you. Definitely feels like it. I reckon... Destiny of the Daleks, maybe? Or... Creature from the Pit? I don't know. A while ago, I can't remember. It's been a long while. I need to get back into it. I'd like to get back into it. Let's say a sequel to a classic story, a sequel to Inferno or Seeds of Doom. Yeah, I'd like that. I think that'd be kind of fun. I think we could definitely see some more of that shit. I'd like to have more references and things to classic hero. I do enjoy that. I do enjoy the connectivity, and it helps me bridge my Doctor Who knowledge to things that I'm not as familiar with, which is nice. Do you think the next Doctor 16 should be like 6? Sure. A Doctor who's a bit of a prick. I quite like that. I quite like that with early Capaldi. He's just a fucking knobhead. He was just actually horrible to people. And I kind of liked that. It was a little bit refreshing, and I kind of wish they'd done more of it, to be very honest with you. Mara would look insane today. Yeah, but Mara would just feel like what Sutek was. I don't think they want to do another big CGI fucking monster again. Maybe they will. Maybe the Mara will be in Series 2. Who knows? I hope not. Or maybe I hope so. I don't know. I don't really care anymore. Any sort of things like that I'm happy with. I think that's fun, you know. It's fun and daft. Oh dear. Sabrina Carpenter, 16th Doctor. Alex Kingston as Missy? Could be good, yeah, could be good. It's a fun fan casting, isn't it? Yeah, this is the thing with Doctor Who, is like, I want to see more, like, something more unique. I'm kind of sick of, I've done it again. Fuck my life. I would love to see, like, them do something unique with, like, regeneration and stuff like that. I know they did the bi-generation thing recently, which I liked. Okay? People go insane about it. I know people think it's dumb as fuck. It kind of is dumb as fuck, but I like it. I like the surprise of it. I liked watching it for the first time. I felt like it worked, and I was, like, happy with it. It's just ruined for me by busybodies on Twitter constantly whining and moaning about the next big thing, and it's like, really not the worst thing of the new era by a fucking margin. It really isn't. And I get that it's I don't know. I don't bloody know, do I? I know fuck all about my circumstances. Would you think it would work to remake old stories from Classic Who with a new cast, edited scripts, and improve effects? Yeah, there's no reason why not. But I would pull from, like, Big Finish. I'd pull from, like, novels. We need more stories like Dalek and Human Nature, Family of Blood, because those are both adapted from not Target novels, but like new Virgin New Adventures novels. No, bollocks, sorry. Human Nature, Family of Blood was, but Dalek was based on Jubilee, which is a Big Finish story. Why can't we have more of that? Why can't we have more of that shit? Why can't we have more adaptations of stuff, right? There's no reason why not. I genuinely, for me, I'm like, I don't get it. There's already, it's first of all easier to write a successful fucking script for it because you know that it's well received and people enjoy it. But beyond that, it's just good. It's fucking right there. You can recreate a classic story with a new Doctor and do something really cool with that and really interesting with that and refreshing. That could be really exciting and fun and shit. But no. A lot of cases that just doesn't tend to happen anymore. But that was a great idea from Russell as a showrunner very early on. Dalek and Human Nature, Family of Blood, two of the stronger stories. I'm honestly kind of surprised we didn't get more of that, but it's fine. I want more genre-bending stuff as well. Hot take, but I do. I think having things where it's like, I don't know, we get more of like real proper horror, and then the next episode's like really like weird and I don't know, space agey. I quite like that about Series 11. I will keep talking about how much I like Series 11 until it fucking sinks in that it's good. Oh, one more of these, one more 13, only one more. And then we will be going over to Twitch. If you don't know what we do on Tuesdays here, we go over to twitch.tv/GBSheard immediately after this stream. The link is in the description below, so check that out. We'll be going over to Twitch and playing more of The Last of Us Part 2, which was a lot of fun the last few weeks. Been a lot of fun the last few weeks, so please do join us over there after this stream. But we will play one more 13 and answer more of your Doctor Who questions, if you have any. So, yeah. Ever planned on making a Sonic Screwdriver ranking list? I think I did. I think I did a long time ago, but I wouldn't mind doing something like that again. Maybe like a live version if it could be fun. Yeah. Yes. Very interesting. The mind boggles. Maybe I will do something like that. Who knows? Maybe. Can you please play Doctor Who Black Hole game on the Flash Museum website? I've played it many times before. I've done it many, many times before on many, many previous streams. And maybe one day we'll return to playing Doctor Who Flash games, but not for a little while. Because I feel like we've done it before, and long-time viewers have seen me play it. Amongst all the other old Flash games of the show. Doctor Who should be sold. To be finished, why can't be finished? Just take over Doctor Who in some way. Sure. Pop off. Tier list meme video again. Those were hard. Those were hard to make, though. That green screen one, although brilliant, my god, was hard to make. Yeah, I'd love to see a proper Doctor Who horror story. But based on The Shining or The Woman in Black, 100%. I'd love that. Also, did you guys see the fucking charity auction thing? I put a tweet out about this earlier this week. I don't know if many people saw it, but I was really fucked off with it, actually. I think it ends today, doesn't it? Or it has ended today. Actually, should we check? I didn't even check, you know. I think it might be done, you know. I think it might be. It's ended. It's ended. But my point was that they were charging fucking double the fucking price. I thought it was bullshit. I really did think it was bullshit. Yeah, it's ended now. I was really pissed off with the auction because I was going to get some. I was actually going to have a look. And I just saw it, and it was like, they were going to charge 100 quid for fucking delivery. And then on top of that, the website were going to demand, like, an extra payment of something else. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? What are we doing? What is this? So if you want a thing for £200, you'd end up paying almost 400 quid. And only 70%. They said a minimum of 70% is guaranteed, of the final bid, is guaranteed to go to children in need. So, bare minimum, if I won an item for £200, I'd end up probably paying almost 400 to get it, and then less than £200, about 150 or whatever, would actually end up going to children in need. So for 400 of my British pounds, for a charity auction, not even half of it would actually end up going to the fucking charity. I think that's fucking bullshit. I really do think that's bullshit. So the winning one, so I remember the one I saw for the life-size TARDIS, right, was like, so they call it a buyer's or a bidding premium or something like that. And basically, what it means is that when you win the prize, they also add on a little bit of money for the auction house, the people who are auctioning these products off, right? Even for charity, yeah, believe it or not. So I looked at it, and the TARDIS one, which was, the current bid was like 10 grand, which is mad, but an amazing amount of money for charity. £10,000. They were going to try, if you won the bid, £10,000, you would get, it's not protection, because it's not even for the buyers, it's for the fucking sellers. If you won the bid at £10,000, you were obligated, and it genuinely said this, to pay £12,500 as your final winning cost, not including postage, which for the big TARDIS would have been a lot, I understand. But they were charging £100 for shipping like a fucking leotard, for fuck's sake. Like, it really ridiculous stuff. Oh, game over already. I'm still ranting. And what? So then you would have just, again, you'd be paying, again, £2,500 will be going directly to the website that you fucking auctioned from. Not the full 10 grand. Okay, there's still a lot of money to charity, but 70% of that would have been taken off. The minimum they'd get 7 grand. So they're not obligated to pay any more than 7 grand out of the 10,000 of the winning bid. The BBC could just quickly pocket that fucking 3 grand. So it's absolutely locked in. So you'll be paying 12.5 grand for a £10,000 winning bid. They add a percentage on. I think, well, it must be 25% added on. Absolute bollocks. I genuinely think it's absolute bollocks. I'm not enjoying this game anymore. Fuck this. We're going to go over to Twitch now, so keep an eye out for that. We're going to be going live on Twitch playing more Last of Us, so please do join us over there. You can keep asking your Doctor Who questions. I'm going to keep ranting about the charity auction. Please do join us over there. I'll put a link in the chat. I'll talk about Inside Man. I haven't seen it, but I will. I don't actually know what it is, so I'm not even going to pretend, but I haven't seen it. Tell me more about it over on Twitch. The link is there on chat. We'll be going live in a couple minutes, so I will see you all over there. Have a lovely week, evening, whatever. And yeah, final thing before I go, the one final thing I want to mention once again is to please go to my channel right now. You're on my channel, you're watching it. Please do go there right now. Find the Small Talks student short film slot. Press notify me. Get your notifications on. It's something that's had years of effort put into it. It's my writer-director debut as a short film. So I'd really, really appreciate it if you guys go and check that out. It'll be launching on Friday. So at least put your notifications on. And if you can't watch it live, you can come back to it later. Would really, really, really appreciate that. So please do check that out. In the meantime, we're going over to Twitch. So I will see you all over there. And if not, I will see you next week.